But hey, we're back. Hopefully you guys got your fuzz candy in because it's all over now. It's done.
It's done.
We're moving on to a song called Freeze Frame, which was the second real tune. Because I'm gonna consider Fight the first one.
Fight was the first. Oh, definitely.
I know. And we'll talk about Fuse after, because that's a separate beast, right?
Yeah.
But Fight was the first song we collectively, as a band, wrote.
Yeah.
It was in the band room after you had written the riff. Freeze Frame was the second one, and we really wanted to step up our game. I'm going to let Xander really go into this, because he had to deal with me for the first time. You had to deal with my rap.
I had to deal with the singer's diva, the diva's demands.
No
here.
diva.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, like, I don't know. I think I wrote, like, I don't know, probably like 13 different riffs for a verse, and every time I sent it to Brian, it's just not feeling good in his range, this and that. And I was like, fuck.
If there's one thing I learned from my experience with my vocal issue, was that All Hail the Villain was tuned to B. Like, that's the lowest that you can really make noise at. I mean, I know there's bands that go to A, but I have a deep voice.
B is an awkward tuning.
But that's an extremely awkward
It's
place
awkward.
to be.
Even Trish from my other band, Modified, we're tuned to B, and yeah, she's always like, you know,
stand there like a
she always
sore
wants me
thumb,
to change the tunings around, and I guess, yeah, I'm starting to understand now with singers, and I mean, you know, the singer's gotta be comfortable, you know.
We had a lot of pussyfooting conversations. Like, I would be like, you know, I don't want to upset you, but I really don't think we got it yet. And then you're like, oh, whatever, man. Like, doesn't matter. Like, what do you need? What do you need to do?
Yeah.
And we went through a lot of different things. But I do remember when it clicked, and it was our first time writing.
That was awesome.
Just the two of us
Such
sitting
a
in the
relief,
band room,
man.
and the smile on my face was ear to ear.
Me too.
Because I was just astonished by what we were putting down.
Yeah.
This tune, I'm really excited for. I honestly, it lost me because of how far back we wrote it and how excited I was about the other tunes. But as I've started to re-listen to this one, I really recall why it's so incredible and what it did. First of all, you thought it was too heavy for us. That was the first thing you said to me. Like, here's the riff. You know, I can check my phone. I can show you the message, and you're like, but I think it honestly might be a bit too heavy.
It is a heavy
because it
riff.
pounds.
Yeah.
And there was some alterations done. You know, sorry about that. But
that's okay.
In the end, it you know, there's a lot of parts, and as we started to manipulate and just freestyle everything, what you're kind of hearing is what really we wrote that day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's pretty much, that's the way it was. You know, we didn't add a lot of stuff to it. The solo's incredible. He wrote probably...
That solo is probably the most meticulous solo. Like, I sat down and I was like, I really want to write something, a solo that is far, like, completely that, you know, and I have this finger picking technique that I learned from classical guitar, and I use it on electric guitar when I'm doing solos, and I use a thumb pick for it. And I thought, you know, I want to do something like that that's a little risque, I guess. Well, not risque, but just, I don't know. You know,
it's a cool part. Like, it's definitely interesting. It picks up the song, and it led us to really try new things. When the part where the freeze frame, freeze frame, that part really wasn't there, and how vocally it changed everything.
Well, that part there originally was, I was writing a chorus.
Yeah.
And then you're like, we need to go bigger than that. And I'm like, I was like, again, it's like, oh fuck, more parts, right? And I was going crazy. I wasn't angry or anything. I was just like, I was actually more, I just wanted to sink my teeth into any challenge that came my way. And that's kind of, I mean, working with Brian has been like that for me. I mean, he's, you know, been all over the world, and he's had a lot of success, and I just kind of wanted to show him that, you know, I could step up, and, you know, I could you know, work with him and his voice and his creativity.
And it was interesting too that you're going into that, because one of the coolest things is Xander recorded all the demos. So whatever you hear as a demo, Xander was basically the one behind the board, and it really gave us the ability to listen back immediately and know what we were getting into. And
Yeah.
if we didn't like it, we were not afraid to scrap it. Whatever we didn't like went out the door. But if we knew we had a part, we would fight it. We'd fight for it.
I honestly think that, like, realistically, we probably wrote about 3 albums worth of songs when it's all said and done. I mean, there's so much. It's like a scrapyard of song ideas at the end of this album, and we picked the finest cuts that we thought, you know.
Yeah, they might not even be that good, but they're the best that we had.
Exactly.
So it's what we
that's basically it, right? So.
And then this song has lyrics that they're your favorite.
In Freeze Frame, yeah.
I don't think the lyrics are his favorite, but that one line, I use the word or the phrase anxious refrigeration.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely.
It just stood out to me. I was like, that's. Who says, like, refrigeration in the song? I just thought that was.
I just wanted to tie to being cold.
Yeah.
So it's called
because we were always anxious and we felt like we were in a fridge. You know?
Another note that's funny about this one is after I remember showing people, we were gonna show you guys the demo for Freeze Frame. A guy in a band that we know, we played with actually, responded to us, "Is it the cover?" And I was completely oblivious to the fact that Freeze Frame was already a song. Freeze Frame. It's an 80s song. I was completely oblivious to it, so I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, it's a fucking good song. Like, we should cover it. And so I said to him, I was like, yeah, we should cover it. And his response was, yeah, then just scrap the name of this song, call it something different. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. This starts with an F. It's pretty.
You know how many fucking songs have the same name anyway? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. But this is a good one. I'm definitely excited for you to hear this one in its full form now.
I'd say this is one of the most interesting songs in the album. I mean, it might not grab you right away in terms of like a hook or a catchiness. Although there is that in my opinion, but I think that this is one of those songs you got to listen to a few times and really kind of.
Well, it's coming at you fast.
Acquire it, yeah. It's like an acquired taste. I think this song. I love it personally. I've always loved it since we wrote this song. It's one of my favorites.
So enjoy Freeze Frame, and we'll see you very shortly for a fight.